Hello everyone! I'm back with another video and I want to show you the books that I have gathered the last couple of months. So this is my book haul video and here are all the books. So let's get started. First book is called One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. I have been wanting to read this book for years, actually. I remember I worked in a library and I saw it and I was thinking like, Breakfast Club with the plot twist. And I just never got around to reading it. So I saw it at Target. You can see the sticker there. Saw it at Target and I was like, I'm just gonna buy it. So actually, like, one thing I really like about this book is the way that the spine is makes it so, like, I don't know, like the book is really like bendy. Like I could lay it in front of me and probably read it without having to like hold the pages down. I don't know why, but that's exciting to me. Anyway, so this book is about some students in detention. One gets killed. The rest are suspects. This is a YA book. And I think there's another one out. I don't know if it's like a continuation of this story, but I'll have to check that out. So there's the first one. Let's see if I can put it there. Okay. The next one, this just came out. Tokyo Ever After by Emiko Jean. This is part of Reese's YA book club. And I think the cover is beautiful. And the story is about a girl who's Japanese American and she's raised by her mother, and she finds out her father was the Crown Prince of Japan. And so she travels to Japan to meet her father. I've heard this being compared to like Princess Diaries type of situation, which that movie's super cute. So I think I'll like it. And I've noticed that any of like the Reese's book club or Reese's YA, whatever, I generally like the books. Like that's why I read The Guest List by Lucy Foley. And I love that book. So another one, I picked this up today. So this is called The Lucky List by Rachel Lippincott. And this book is about a girl whose mother, I think, has cancer or dies of cancer, and the daughter finds this list, a bucket list, I think, of when her mom was like her age, something like that. And so she wants to learn more about her mother this way. And this author, Rachel Lippincott, is one of the authors from 5 Feet Apart, which is my favorite book. So I was like, I have to get this one because I loved that book. And then I ended up loving the second book that they wrote called, her and I think Mickey Daughtry wrote, called All This Time. And I've talked about it in a previous video. So got this one. So I'm excited to read this. Got this one. I found this one at Target. Okay. This one is called Sick Kids in Love. The author is Hannah Moskowitz. And it has like this little symbol up here and it says Association of Jewish Libraries. And it also says they don't die in this one. So if you don't like reading books about people with health issues because they die, they don't die in this one. It says it right on the cover. I actually really like reading books about people with health conditions because I have health conditions myself, and so I feel like I can relate to characters like that. So this one, it's easier, it's safer, it's better for the other person. She's got issues, she's got secrets. She's got rheumatoid arthritis. And I read like the first few pages of this before I bought it, and it seems like her arthritis is so bad that she has to like go in and get like infusions. So it must be really bad. And then she meets another sick kid. Someone who understands her, someone who, yeah, but okay, it says no date. She has one rule, no dating. I bet she breaks that rule. I'm saying right now. Sick kids in love. I hope it's good. It looks cute. I read like the first couple pages. I liked the writing style. Another one I found. I got this at Barnes & Noble, I think. It's called Frankly in Love by David Yoon. This is a YA book. I like the art in this. I like that it's a pink cover. 2 friends, 1 fake dating scheme. What could possibly go wrong? I love books that are like fake dating, like contract marriage or like fake dating, like To All the Boys I've Loved Before, like that whole like, oh, let's pretend like we're dating. And then, so I love things like that. So this one is about this guy named Frank, and he's a Korean American, and this is about how his parents expect him to be with they want him to be with a Korean American girl, but he has like a girlfriend. He's dating a white girl named Britt. And so he turns to a family friend who's a Korean American, and they help each other out. But I bet they're gonna fall for each other. Okay, Siege and Storm is the second book in the Shadow and Bone trilogy. I have never read I read the first one, Shadow and Bone, right before the Netflix show came out. So I picked up the second one because I'm ready to read it now. But I don't want to read the synopsis because I don't know, I don't want to know where it's going. So I haven't read the back. So please don't spoil it for me. Anyway, hope it's good. This one I picked up at Target. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I heard really good things about this, that it was good. And there's a second one out called Good Girl, Bad Blood. You can see like this little thing on the cover. It just sounded interesting. A girl for her school project wants to kind of investigate what happened to a girl who was murdered, and she might be able to absolve, I guess, the suspected killer. But of course, she's probably going to land herself in a tricky situation. I wanted to get this because you see all my Nancy Drews here. I love Nancy Drew, like Girl Detective. Veronica Mars is like my favorite show of all time. And there are books you can read. There's like 2 Veronica Mars books. I highly recommend those. But you should watch the show too. And the movie. So I think one of my favorite genres is Girl Detective. And I think that's also why I love cozy mysteries, because most of them are like women who happen to investigate murders. So I just love that genre. So there's that one. This I picked up at Barnes & Noble. It was like a clearance, like for it was like $2.50 or something. And I thought it was funny. So it says, so you think you're a bookworm. It kind of profiles book lovers. So it's like, are you a book lover? What kind of book lover are you? And so there's just different ones in here, like the fanfic obsessive one, the clubber, the adulterer. This is the page I opened up to, and I thought it was hilarious. The adulterer, and it's like you bought like one book, or it was your favorite book, but then all of a sudden you bought a new one. You kind of forgot about the other one that you bought. I feel like that happens to me. Like these books, like these are all new books. I haven't read them yet, but I still want to buy new books. I have a problem. But that's how I like to spend my money. So this is by Joe Hore. So this is cute. I'm excited to read that. It looks funny. Another funny book, it's called Book Love, and this is a comic. So they're like comics. And this is by Debbie Tung. And I saw this on someone's YouTube page, and I was just like, I need that, especially the back of the book. Got this off Amazon. It's like, these charming comics capture exactly what it feels like to be head over heels for hardbacks and paperbacks and ebooks and bookstores and libraries. And I'm like, ah, that's me. So I thought this was cute. This would be a good gift to give to someone that you know that's a book lover. Because from the few comics I've read in here, I'm like, I can relate. It's funny. Okay, this book, Cats. The Illustrated Encyclopedia of Cats by Angela Rickson. I love learning about cats. I love cats too. I'm allergic, but I still love them. One day I will have cats. I'll have to continue researching the best cat to have if you're allergic. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. And this, I've been wanting a book like this for a long time. I want pictures of the cat and descriptions about their behavior or their grooming styles, their coats, and all that fun stuff. So I was so excited when I saw this. It was like a clearance book at Barnes & Noble, and I was like, I want that. So here it is. I can't wait to read through this. I love cats. This is a poetry book I got called Shine Your Icy Crown by Amanda Lovelace, and this is a like Target exclusive cover. I thought that was cool. And there's also bonus poems in here if you get this one. Barnes & Noble carries this book, but it's like a gray cover, and it doesn't have like bonus poems. The only one stopping you from holding the moon in your own two hands is you. That's what's on the back of the book. I just really like Amanda Lovelace's poems. They're very like, they're just strong. They make me feel strong. A lot of them are like based off of like fairy tales. So like some of her previous like books were like the princess saves herself in this one, or it's the only one I can recall off the top of my head. Anyway, I have all her books. So when this came out, I was like, ooh, gotta have that one. Okay, this one I'm really excited about. I just picked this up recently, called The Library of the Dead by T.L. Huchu. I don't know if I said that right. I think this looks gorgeous. Like the cover, the back of it, I love books that are like this. And I read the first couple pages and I was like, yes, I already know I'm gonna like it. The main character is a girl and she's very snarky and witty and reminds me so much of like Veronica Mars that I was like, I need this book. And it sounds good too. It's about a girl who is a ghost stalker, and she can speak to the dead, and she can pass on messages from what the dead want to say to the living. And then she hears the ghost start whispering about how someone is bewitching children and leaving them as like empty husks, kind of. And so this book is about her, I guess, trying to figure out what's happening to these children, and with the help of ghosts, I think. Really excited for this one. I recently finished reading Anna Kay, and the second book came out. Anna Kay Away by Jenny Lee. This one's actually a lot shorter. It's like half the size of the first book, which I think is good, because the first book, I liked it, but there was like a lot of words. Like, I don't know, a lot of descriptions or a lot of characters' point of views that, like, I think it could have been condensed a little bit, but I still really liked it. So I'm excited to read this one. I didn't really read the synopsis of this because apparently that's a thing I do. If I'm reading like the second book in a series or something, sometimes I don't like to know like what's gonna happen in it. Because I made the mistake when I started reading the first one. I was about 3/4 the way through book number 1, and I saw this at Barnes & Noble, and I started reading the inside cover, and then I got a spoiler. And I was like, oh no, now I know what's gonna happen in the end of the first book. So that was annoying, but here it is, and I'm excited to read this one. Okay, now on to the book of the month boxes that I subscribe to. The first box that I got was People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry, and I keep hearing really good things about this book, so I'm excited to read it. Oh, this is kind of cool. I know. So on the back it says April 2021, so I can always remember like what box this was in. This is cool. This was my first time subscribing because I was like, I'm gonna do book of the month. That sounds really cool. So here's the first one that I chose. This one's about like two good friends who would get together for 1 week out of the year and go on vacation. But then like something had happened where they hadn't spoken to each other, and she reaches out and is like, want to go on vacation? And so I'm like really curious. I guess as you read, you figure out like what actually happened between them. And then when you do book of the month, for like $10, you can add an extra book. And I was like, a good hardcover book for $10 is a great deal. So why not? Okay. So the extra book that I added from my book of the month is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I haven't read anything by this author, and I've heard a lot of good and bad things about this book. It almost seems like people love it or like dislike it. But it's about a girl who makes this deal to live forever, but the consequences, no one remembers her. And so that just sounds very lonely and isolating, and I think it's not until she meets this other guy that he actually remembers her and she falls for him. So it's kind of like, did you just fall for him because he's the only person that's an option? I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't know. I just want to read it myself and see what I think about it. I'm very easily entertained, so I'm pretty sure I'll like it. So that'll be a fun one. Okay, then the most recent box I got this one, How Lucky by Will Leach. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. And this one, it's a kind of short book, so I like that. It's about a guy who's, I think he's like housebound. So he has a disease where he cannot speak or move without a wheelchair. And so he spends a lot of his time looking out his window, and he's pretty sure that he witnesses a kidnapping. And it's funny because the synopsis itself says it's like funny, suspenseful, and moving. So it's kind of like book about someone being kidnapped. It's funny and moving and suspenseful. I get the suspenseful part, but so I'm kind of interested to read this. It sounds like it'll be good. It almost has like Rear Window or Woman in the Window vibes, kind of. Anyway, and then my add-on is Wicked Fox by Kat Cho. I think there's like a second one out, but I haven't read this one yet. So I rented this from the library, but I only read about 30 pages. Please ignore my dog. He's like the character in this book where he likes to look out the window and bark at anything. Anyway, this book is about a girl who's a gumiho, which is like a nine-tailed fox in like Korean like folk tales, and that's all I know. Anyway, so this one, it just sounds interesting. And there's a second book out, so I want to read that after. So, there we have it. Those are the books that I have collected over the last couple of months, and I'm very excited to read them. I hope I can get around to it. And I hope like you enjoyed some of these and that you can put them to your TBR list or be on the lookout for them. And as always, please share any recommendations that you have. I'm always interested to see in like what people are reading or what their favorite book is. Ooh, do that. Let me know what your favorite book is, and that way I can see if I read it, and if I haven't, I'm gonna look it up and add it to my list. So let's do that. I always love hearing recommendations. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this whole video. I hope you liked it, and keep on reading and have fun reading, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.